Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avernum 6. Last episode, we basically just took a look around these areas just to the east. Just to the east. We didn't quite go to Almaria, but as far as I can tell, I think it might be blocked off for us. So instead, we'll head westwards, and we'll start up at Fort Emerald, which is up in this direction. Yeah, there was that passage under there, but we'll save it for later. Warning, woods are spider-infested. Do not eat blighted mushrooms. These messages brought to you by the Avernum Safety Council. Hey, spiritual herbs. Alright. Well, first, we got this fort here. Fort Emerald. There's a guard looking out at you through the window. Welcome to Fort Emerald. Soldier, eh? Transfer orders, please. He sticks his hand out through the gate, waiting for orders you don't have. I was transferred here, but I left my orders in my other pants. What? You got two pairs of pants? You have a kinder quartermaster than I do. Well, the commander has spoken. No soldiers allowed for blessings or supplies without orders. You want in, you'll have to talk to your superior officer. Well, I guess we won't be going in here anytime soon. Or if we are, well, we'll need orders. Okay. You stare out at what was once prime Avernite farmland, now abandoned, crumbling, and festooned with spiderwebs. The fields of mushrooms, completely infected with the blight, have been left untended. Thick fungal trees are starting to overgrow the fields, and the farmers, having no reason to stay, have left. You see shadows scuttling through the distant stands of trees. It's a story all over Avernum. As humans flee, pests move in. Do we have any quests over there, anyway? Oh, really, I don't think. Alright. Well, we'll move on with exploring. Hello. There are several soldiers on duty here, keeping the road clear for travelers. Only the road. Once you step off it, you're on your own. This soldier greets you, warns you to watch out for spiders, and returns to his business. You've gotten very little sleep out here. His weapon is stained with green goo, which was probably recently in a giant bug of some kind. Unfortunate. Well, I'm exploring. Oh. There's a sergeant sitting by the fire, tending to a thin mushroom gruel bubbling in the pot. When you get close, she leaps forward, jumping between you and her food. She relaxes visibly when she sees that you are a soldier. She sits back down and gets to stirring. Greetings to you. Sorry about that. Travelers smell the food, and well, we don't have any left for sharing. These are arguments, as you can imagine. I'm Sergeant Benmer. Can't help you much, have to watch the road, but I can give you directions if you need them. A lot of people beg for stew? You don't know the half of it. She seems pretty casual. If she's noticed that she outranks you, she doesn't show it. Refugees go west, refugees go east, and every single one that passes asks for a bowl of stew. We need every drop to keep our strength, to keep them safe. Can I have some stew? Ah, you're making a joke. I remember those. And they argue with you? People get pretty desperate. None of them are starving to death, but they all have an aching in their bellies, including us. So, tempers are high. Sometimes words get pretty heated, but we haven't had to fight anyone. Yet. Where are the refugees going? Mostly to the Great Portal. Some are following rumors of places untouched by the Blight. Some are going to a food depot or to a portal lottery. Sometimes we see the same faces pass 3 times in a week. Sergeant Benmer continues to stir her stew. She sips it occasionally, and you can see just how thin and watery it is. It's a pretty miserable little outpost. Tell me about these woods. This was once farmland. Once. The crops remain, but don't be tempted. Eating them is a mistake you'll only make once. Still, it's not as dangerous as other places. Stay on the road and you'll be fine. What is off the road? Spiders. Big ones. They're shy creatures, they keep to themselves. Ones that don't get weeded out real quick. But if a meal puts itself right in front of one, it won't be shy. What would happen if I ate one of those mushrooms? All that stuff in your stomach? Will soon be outside your stomach if you catch my meaning. And the cramps will be with you for a few days to boot. Don't try it. So that's what happens if someone eats a blighted mushroom. Ugh. Okay then. Message received. What is near here? Well, the castle is to the east, but I'm sure you know that. Closest to here are Fort Emerald, Nass, and Darman. Tell me about Fort Emerald. It's just north of here, the fort we're based out of. It defends the Great Cave from anything coming out of the Scree Caves far to the north. It's closed up pretty tight. You can't get in unless you have orders to go there. Tell me about Nass. It's a big slith colony just west of here. I've been there a few times. Good folks. Creatures. Lizards, you know. They're pretty jumpy there. A lot of people think the sliths are a kind cause of blight. Nonsense if you ask me, but hungry people get crazy. Tell me about Darman. A big city west of here in the tunnels below the Great Cave. I hear the law there is harsh. The mayor is using all means to keep control. And I mean all means. I'd be careful there. Not the best place to go on leave, if you get me. Well, thanks for your help. Safe travels, and unless you're looking for action, stay on the roads. Lovely. So, nowhere's really doing very well. I didn't want to click on him. Fort Emerald north, Nass west, Darwin southwest, Patrick's Tower south. And the warning woods are spider infested. Well, it looks like there's something there. We'll investigate later. Up! Spiders. Where? Ah. Yeah, let the spider come to us. Both of them, in fact. Alright. A stabbing, a shooting, and more. Wait, shoot. Perfect. Nothing in there, it looks like. There's a river here, but it stops around here, it looks like. Oh, another spider. And there we go. Alright. Well, here's the woods. I suppose we may as well explore them. See what we can find, kill. Oh, spiders. There they are. Wow, you are really encumbered. Quite a few spiders coming in. There's a stabbing, and a shooting. Ah, missed. No matter. Oh, that's a big one. An Aranea, that's very bad. Almost killed it. You may have hasted yourself, but you are going to die. Just like that. Okay then, it was probably in that hut there. Alright. Clear him, thank you. Alright. Lightning scroll. Yeah, you are really encumbered. Jesus. Regular boots. Better than the sandals. Okay. Anything of use in here? Well, there's some meat. Always good to have meat. And Blessed Silk Tunic. +6 armor, +1 to spellcraft. Take it, use it. Definitely something that can be used. Alright, anything else up here, I wonder? Oh, more spiders. Hey, a level up. Delightful. Alright, fireball to that. Nice. Can't see it. Now you can. There we go. Nothing in there. Leather greaves, that's something. Yes, you can wear those. Oh, steel short sword. That sounds pretty useful. Leather pants. And no. You can wear the leather pants, though. You leveled up. More strength, please. You don't really need it, but I want to get at least our clerics up to mages up to level 5 strength. Not much else around here, it looks like. There's some bags of meal. I feel like it could be useful if we hold on to bags of meal, so I will. Ooh, gold bar. Handy. Oh, didn't even notice that. It looks like that's everything there, so further south we shall go. It looks like there's something over here. You are near a huge caldera, one of the most interesting natural features of the Great Cave. A natural vent spits out a constant torrent of steaming, mineral-rich water which flows away to the south. The steam is quite thick, and this area is considerably warmer than the rest of the Great Cave. The view is spectacular. And for that reason, an inn has been built to the northwest of the caldera. It is the Fissure Post, Avernum's most luxurious inn. It is a famous place, patronized by successful merchants and wealthy tourists from the surface. The inn has a commanding view of the volcanic action below. You do wonder how recent events have affected the upper-class patrons within. The Fissure Post delivery entrance. Well, we're not going to take the delivery entrance. Ooh, healing herbs. Nice. And a bat. Not much else around here, it looks like. Some plants. Alright, look around a bit. Oh, there's a bridge there. How handy. Alright, look around up here. Not much over here. Okay, that's just a direction sign. Okay. Fissure Post, there it is. Eh, not a bad caldera. Even a place for people to sit. Fine dining and lodgings. A pair of mercenaries are guarding the entrance to the inn. You speak with them briefly. You receive a warning not to cause trouble. They also ask you if you know anything new about the Great Portal. These warriors are clearly eager to get away from the Fissure Post and back up to the surface as soon as possible. All eyes turn on you as you enter the common room of the Fissure Post. The inn is mostly empty, but some patrons still remain, clearly from the surface by the look of them. They are terrified at first, afraid that brigands have come for them at last. They relax visibly when they realize that you are an Avernite soldier. Most of them return to their drinks served by the lone proprietor of the inn. However, one or two of them watch you carefully, perhaps wondering if your services are for hire. Most of the people in this inn are wealthy tourists from the surface, hoping to keep a low profile and escape Avernum as soon as possible. They don't want to talk to you. Alright, Adelard. This man is clearly from the surface. Balding, portly, and wearing the most stylish of clothes, he is a caricature of the successful merchant. He is also close to panic. You doubt he's had a good night's sleep in weeks. He motions for you to join him and pours you a goblet of the best Almarian wine. A soldier of Avernum. At last. It is so hard to meet someone in authority. I apologize. Let me start over. He begins to nervously twist the beautiful rings on his fingers. I am Adelard. I brought my children down here to see the wonders of Avernum. And then the disasters began, and now my daughter is missing. Why did you come down to Avernum? My children wanted to see it. Hulda wanted to see the beauty of it. Owen, he has some odd ideas about adventure and heroism and whatnot, so they talked me into bringing them down. Hedwig, she decided to stay. Always wiser than everyone around her, that woman. So I left my business behind and came here. Do many in the Empire come to visit Avernum? I wouldn't say many, but it is a truly fashionable destination for the more adventurous traveller. Or it was. I suspect those days are gone forever. Who is Hedwig? Owl? My wife. Oh, she will be so furious when she learns how badly I butchered everything. What is your business on the surface? I am a merchant. I own 3 ships that carry goods in and out of the ports of Krisan, in Valorum. Maybe you have heard of it. It's close to Upper Avernum and... Oh, never mind. Adelard sits and drinks and worries. You notice that he has been spotting the front of his fine tunic of mushroom wine. He shows no signs of caring. How long will you stay here? Well, my money is gone, though our clothes and jewellery remain, and Yardley is being kind enough to let me run up a tab until I can go. Adelard never cheats his way out of a debt. But even when I have my daughter, I must still get to the portal. And that is a problem? My drawers in the lottery to use a great portal are poor. I will be here for months still, no matter what. Tell me about your daughter. I lost her. We were in Formello, far to the northeast, when the Slith horde first struck. They reached Formello within days. There was a mad, panicked flight. So many people rushing to the eastern gallery and through. During that long nightmare run, I lost track of Hilda. I have told every adventurer and warrior who passed through here. I will reward anyone who can give me news of my daughter. He describes her to you. Where exactly did you lose track of her? In the bottleneck, where the road from Pomelo enters the eastern gallery. The soldiers were building a wall to stop the Slith horde. The gateway was narrow, and she was pulled away from me. They were screaming, a panic. Owen and I looked for days, but there was no sign of her, and things got too difficult. I brought Owen to safety, here, before he did anything stupid. Have you had any sign that she might still live? Nothing, not a sign. Yet, every moment I have to fight to keep from howling. But I will be strong. I am a citizen of the Empire. Well, it will be a long time before we make it to the Horned Gate, but if we ever get up there, we'll keep an eye out for her. We promise you. The proprietor of the Fissure Post is also the only remaining staff. He is an old, pale Avernite, probably a native. His clothes are immaculate, no doubt tailored on the surface. Even now, with everything falling apart, he looks nervous about having soldiers in his fine establishment. He does seem willing to deal with you, as long as you don't get too comfortable. Welcome, brave defender of Avernum. I am Yardley, proud owner of the Fissure Post. I assume you are stopping by briefly, yes? Well, please, let me get you a drink or meal before you go on your way. Tell me about your inn. I would be happy to. This is the Fissure Post, the only fine hotel in Avernum. We cater to the prosperous, both in the underworld and the surface, and we will continue to maintain our quality despite our short-handedness. We provide a valuable refuge, as you can see. Where are all the other employees? Fled. Some to their home cities, some up to the Great Portal, others I don't know where. At a time when I hope to retire, it falls to me to operate the Fissure Post alone. And yet even if it wears me out, I will do so. It is a matter of national pride. National pride? For many in the Empire, I provide their longest-lasting view of Avernum. I feel I have done more than any single individual in the underworld to show the surface worlders that we are a civilized nation. You know what? It's fine. Fair enough, I suppose. Don't you worry about being next to the fumarole out there? Of course not. The finest mages of the Tower Colony assure me that it is perfectly safe. And who is better at judging risk and acting in a calm, reasoned manner than a wizard? You bite your lip to keep from responding. Then again, considering our mage, we try to be careful. Why are your customers still here? Even visitors from the Empire must wait their turn to use the Great Portal like anyone else. An unwise decision, if you ask me. King Starus is even handed to a fault. It is hard to get Yardley's attention. He is determined to give his clients the level of service they are accustomed to, even if it kills him. And at his age, it probably will. Eventually, you are able to get his attention again. Yes, warrior, you wanted another moment of my time before you moved on? Is it possible to get a room? I'm afraid that we are completely full, he lies. Perhaps if you come back tomorrow. Is there anything I can do for you? I currently need maids and waitstaff, but I do not think you would be suitable for the task. However, I believe that some of my customers require assistance with certain inquiries. If you ask around discreetly, you might be able to acquire a patron. A drink, basic, a meal, basic food. But if we need any food, we can come here. I'm looking for someone named Reginaldo. Ah, him. One of my long-time tenants. A peculiar fellow who strongly values his privacy. He is upstairs. His room is in the very back. I take no responsibility if your intrusion annoys him. That's all I need. Really? I am so sorry to hear it. I wish you safe travels, and I hope to see you again, someday. Of course. Let's see. Probably food. Oh, there is some food. I suppose you can take those mushrooms. Alright, down here. Mother Alice! I remember her. Unlike most of the customers here, this woman is an Avernite, and remarkably well dressed and stylish for it. Why, the clothes on her back were the height of fashion 5 or 6 years ago. She nods in greeting. Ah, a soldier. I have been looking to hire one of your kind, but lately even adventurers have been fleeing to the safety of the surface. I am called Mother Alice. A gentle and friendly name, though its owner seems to be neither. I am from New Harston, the town rebuilt and ruined once again. I have property in this area, and I would pay to see that my claims are maintained. You are from New Harston? Yes, it was an exciting place, the gateway to a new frontier, remote but growing quickly. And I had so much there. My fortune lost, like all of northern Avernum. Northern Avernum is lost. For now. The blight would have caused those remote lands to empty out as it was, but then the Slith horde came up from the deep caverns. Anyone who didn't leave quickly was lost, and I was not going to die there. You know, interesting thing about the Northern Horde that I'll have to talk about later. You were wealthy? I am wealthy. I was not foolish enough to tie up all of my wealth in those remote and barbaric lands, but I owned much of those tunnels, claims that I hope to re-establish one day. Mother Alice sits at her table, sips lichened tea, and quietly ponders her grim situation. If the presence of a hard-traveling Avernite soldier bothers her, she doesn't show it. You notice that her clothes are tailored to look best in the dim green light of Avernum. They are almost lovely. Are you returning to the surface? Of course not. You think I will just surrender, give up, abandon my fortune? So much of Avernum might have lost its will and shriveled, but not me. You really wouldn't consider going to safety? She sips some tea and frowns. I have not even entered the Great Portal Lottery. This land is where my fortune lies. I will never leave. You think Avernum will rise again? Of course. The Slith horde will be stopped and dispersed. The wizards will make a new blight-resistant mushroom. The cities will rise up again. We will continue our expansion. But there will be one difference. Yes? I will still have all of the land I bought cheap while people panicked and fled. My power and wealth and influence will be greater than even I once dared to dream. Optimistic in a way, entrepreneurial in a way. Mother Alice, here's hoping. You have claims that need checking? I do. Nothing in this wild land is held without strength, and I, as you can see, am no warrior. In the recent panic, I bought 3 pieces of great cave land with great potential. I will pay a bounty if you can visit them and clear away any pests that might have taken up residence there. She marks the locations on your map. One is west of Fort Remote, one is east of it, and one is northeast of the castle. Very nice locale, yes? So I just need to go to these claims? Yes, and make sure my markers are still there. And of course kill any claim jumpers or similar pests. Why are you worrying about land when Avernum is crumbling? Your kind will save Avernum. It always does. And when the good times resume, I will not allow myself to be destitute. Okay. Well, there's one of them. And the other 2 are there and there. Oh, nice that we have those markers. And what I was going to say was, well, in all honesty, we know that the Sliths in Nass and Sisthis and the other Sliths who live up in Avernum did come from deeper tunnels. The Sliths did originally leave. The ones that were up here were exiled from down below. From what was said, Sisthis was the one who was exiled with all his Slith, and the ones in Nass split off from him. So Sisthis did something terrible down there. But now, the Slith horde is coming up from the deeper tunnels. Apparently they came up through the northern territories, through up here, and it looks like they came out this way. Which makes a bit of sense, considering that this right here is where the Sliths originally came out from, the exiles. From, I don't even remember the name of the place, which by this point appears to have completely disappeared. Most likely the tunnels collapsed, burying what was left of that path up. So if Sisthis, a horrible Slith warlord, was exiled for doing something, and now the Slith horde has moved up and taken over these occupied lands, was Sisthis really so terrible? Or are the Sliths having problems in the deeper caverns with their own blight? Then again, they're Sliths. They eat fish. They eat meat. the blight wouldn't really affect them as much. This is a lot of very big questions. Why are the slips even coming up here? Do they need more land? Are they suffering their own blight? And what did Sisyphus do that caused his exile? There are a lot of questions that are spawning from this. And I don't know the answer to any of them. Anything in here? Can't disarm that trap. Unfortunate. Alright. What about in here? Nothing we need. In here? Nothing. In here? We have coins, coins, and meat. And a cloak and a robe that we don't need. And in here we have nothing. And we have the upstairs. There's a young man sitting on the bench, looking out at the great cave with longing. He's from the surface and his clothes are expensive, as is the beautifully made rapier that hangs at his side. When you get close, he looks up at you. The envy on this rich young man's face is striking. Greetings to you, warrior. I am Herwin. I hope the day treats you well. He waves out at the beautiful vista visible from the window. Join me for a moment and share with me the beauty of your land. You're from the surface. I am. I came with Adelard and Holder, my father and sister, to visit this famed land and see its sights. We are trapped here, and my sister has become separated from us. It has been very difficult for my father, but I cannot pull myself away from this vista. You are trapped. By the blight and by the problems reaching the great portal. At least my father feels we are trapped. Me, I spend a lot of time thinking about destiny. He doesn't want to elaborate on that. Your sister is gone. We lost her in the Eastern Gallery while we fled the Sith Horde. We were in Avernite lands when we were separated. My father is terrified, but I am not. Why not? My sister is no baffled, innocent little girl. Unlike me, she took the best qualities of our parents. Somehow I suspect we would be doing the Eastern Gallery a disservice if we took her from them. But father worries, as I suppose fathers do. Herwin stares out at the landscape of Avernum with awe. It is very strange to meet someone from the surface, wealthy, who has spent his life in the sun, and yet who clearly envies you for living here. Occasionally, unthinkingly, he rests his fingers on the pommel of the beautiful rapier at his side, checking to make sure it is always at hand, perhaps. You appreciate our land. Oh, I do. I dreamed of coming here since I was a small child. It's raw and dangerous and lovely. I know it sounds odd to you. I thought I would miss the sun. But I do not. That is a beautiful rapier. I thank you. I have had many lessons in its use, a hobby to my father, but we will see. Perhaps one day I will know adventure, too. So you think you are competent with it? I do. My father, at my insistence, brought me the finest lessons available, from duelists and arena fighters alike. Perhaps one day in this dangerous place my knowledge will be tested. I would be glad to spar with you sometime if you wish, carefully, to test how one trained in the ways of the rapier can fare up against an experienced adventurer. Or Slith, or even Neffel. You long for adventure? Is that so odd? Avernum is full of people who came to escape the stultifying nature of the surface world, where cruel old Emperor Hawthorne hunted and slaughtered every creature of even the weakest magical nature. Oh well, I have much to think about. I thank you for the company, but I have decisions to make. Good day. They didn't come to escape him. They were sent down and exiled. I think you misunderstood why they ended up down here. Alright, let's see here. Nothing but pillars and the like. Can't open it. Actually, yes we can. He needs a strength, but what is in here? Can't disarm that. That we can take. Okay. In here is some coins, a dagger, a gold ring, and some fish. Alright, and over here, even now most of the fish are posted immaculately clean and well tended. This back corridor, however, has been pointedly neglected. It's strangely quiet back here. Even the constant rumbling of the fissure outside is muted. Your hair starts to stand on end. Odd. Episode's going on a bit long, but we're almost done with this area. Oh. When you get close to the rune etched into the floor, it emits a blinding pulse of light. As you try to regain your vision, the smell of sulfur fills the room. It takes a few seconds for you to be able to see again. When you look around, you see that something has joined you in the room. It's a very dazed-looking red lizard, but like you, it doesn't take long to regain its bearings. Guardian Salamander. Well, this guy doesn't really want to be disturbed, but I think we have something for him. Reginaldo takes the package and opens it. It's full of crystals and small ingots of metal. 2 of them fail to meet his approval. He snorts and hands them to you. Inferior goods, but not valueless. There is your payment. Focusing crystal and fine steel. Not terrible. There is a dirty, bedraggled mage in this bedroom carrying out a handful of small, well-contained experiments. He seems to have adapted this hotel room to be his own private little laboratory. Your intrusion worsens his already grim mood. I am Sage Ronaldo, formerly of Cotra, and I pay Yardley well for privacy. What do you want? Why are you here? Because I was evacuated from Cotra and I had to work somewhere, so I came here. I thought that the Fissure post, considering its reputation, would protect my privacy. I was woefully misinformed. Tell me about Cotra. Our city in the Eastern Gallery in the process of being absorbed by the Slith Horde. King Starus decided that we would all be forced to leave. Most of the residents went, bleating sadly, to some refugee camp or other. I chose my own destination. And now you have a workshop here. Yes, the proprietor is most understanding, and oddly trusting. The presence of a wizard here comforts him in case there is an attack. Reginaldo stands there and seethes quietly, wishing that his privacy would be restored. What are you working on? I am quite confident that it is none of your business. Do you have anything magical for sale? The Fissure post suits my needs, but it is expensive. Reginaldo pays his bills. I have spent some time scribing scrolls, and I have been known to give lessons, but you will pay for the knowledge I impart. That is the only reason I would deign to barter with you. Scrolls we don't need, but training? Spellcraft and magical efficiency, neither of which we can afford right now. But thank you. We will keep you in mind if ever we need that. For now, we have delivered our package, we have done what we needed. Only one other thing I want to do. Because it's going to be very quick to take care of. Can't move that far away. Come on. Let's move on. Need to get up to the northeast corner here. Because it's quick and easy to do. You read the sign, it says territory claimed by Mother Alice, and then you get, okay, you can probably consider this claim to be checked. Yes, it is. And now, back we go. Way, way back. Bit of a run. We probably ate some food in the process, but Alright, back to Mother Alice, and there she is. I've been inspecting your claims. I am glad to hear it. And when you have been to all 3, I will pay you. Okay, so we need to be to all 3. Well, I think this is going to be the end of this episode. Next episode, we'll take a look to the south. Make our way towards Patrick's Tower. That'll be in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chester44. That is Ortas, Michael, Amar, and Rika. This has been an Avernum 6 Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.